weight and they say, oh my God, this diet, I'm just losing weight like a crazy person. Yes, you will if you don't eat.
What you're saying is it's okay to eat plenty on this diet as long as you're eating the right foods.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right, I will pass the word on. Thank you, Dr. Marshall, as
Take
always.
care. You're welcome. Bye now.
Thank you.
All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is Healthline Live, and we're answering your nutrition and health-related questions. And today we're working on an issue that a lot of you really don't want to work on or have worked on and just haven't been successful, and that is getting to your ideal weight. And it's such a critical issue. I urge each of you to renew your effort to clean up and get to and stay at your ideal weight, because it is such an indicator for long, strong, healthy life. And we've talked a little bit about diet, and you can get a free copy of a diet to help you. We talked a little bit about the tremendous importance of minerals during this time period, and also we need to talk, we touched on digestion, but many of you are going to need a kickstart to get this darn weight off you. And tragically, some of you are going to have interference field scar traumas on the center line of your body, and when you try taking digestive enzymes, especially hydrochloric acid, you're going to have burning and discomfort. You need to drink a bunch of water, but what you can do for now is jump on some stomach support, 2 or 3 capsules made as a tea before you eat, so that now the stomach will test on and you can take the HCl, and do that until you can get to visit someone who's mastered QRA, quantum reflex analysis. They're going to be able to mud pack the scar trauma that may be sedating stomach and get the energy to freely flow through it, and you don't need stomach support anymore. And now it's way easier to get that spare tire off. Each of these steps, some will need, some won't need. You could be young, you can be old and have the same problem, although the longer that interference field, that scar trauma acts, the tougher it's going to be, because it'll slowly destroy the organ or gland to which it reflexes. So those are things that we have to take care of, and you'll see that resistant weight, especially at the stomach, may be an issue like that. Now, for most of us, we need a ketogenic kickstart, and so enter Quantum Lean Keto Blend, and it's specifically been targeted to fat burning. That's its job, and when we couple it with a diet that's ketogenic and we support the various areas of the body, you too can get to your ideal weight. And so today I'm going to try to cover all these little stumbling blocks. So this is something you'd start on, use for 2, 3, 4 months to get yourself into a position where you can really see that ideal weight and see you can get it and hold it. I would use this till you get there, and then you should be able to stop this. It features, of course, the green coffee beans designed to support healthy weight management, lean body mass, and healthy glycemic metabolism. It's also got raspberry ketones and bitter orange extract for advanced fat metabolism and fatty acid oxidation. That is one issue. Another issue that's come up around 2012 is the tremendous importance of magnesium. And our magnesium 400, this can fill the bill. It's pleasant tasting. It dissolves completely in water, warm water, not cold water. And this guy is known to favorably express over 50 genes that manage weight. So having a magnesium shortfall is going to be, for many of you, a really serious issue in terms of blocking you from getting to that ideal weight. Now, who is going to need magnesium? Lots of people, but most of the people that are really in trouble are those that have any adrenal gland issues. You're overstressed, you don't sleep well. Anything that really takes down the adrenals will cause excretion of your magnesium. And so then it will be a really good idea to take some magnesium morning and night until you can get this stress or adrenal issue under control, and not let this sideline you from achieving your ideal weight. Okay? Now, we've found a number of people that have had years of stress, and as a result, their hormone balance in the system is sort of anti-weight loss. And a study done in San Antonio showed that quantum adaptogen could really, really help these people along with Slim Body Whey. And you could use this as a single meal replacement, the adaptogen early in the day, like first thing in the morning, and then the Slim Body Whey maybe as something you would use through the day to jumpstart this hormone, the potential need for support for healthy hormone balance. This is the way to go and handle that. And so today we'll have our lean keto blend, our Slim Body Whey, our adaptogen, and magnesium 400 on special. Buy two or more of any of these items, get 25% off. Just give a buzz to our order line, 800-370-3447. That's 800-370-3447. Let's go right back to the phones. Let's go to Letty in California, and she's concerned about her liver and needs immune support for it. And that's one of the key things you can do. Do you have a specific question, Letty?
Yes, doctor. I have a liver.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
So I was interested. I got interested with
Okay.
your.
The best thing that I've ever seen to help immunity for the liver, in your case, is definitely something called reishi. This is a mushroom of immortality. You can look this up online and see what it'll do. I can tell you from clinic experience that unless you first make sure you've got your digestion working well and that you've done what you can to move your pH as close to the green zone as possible, when you've done all those things, now you add reishi at maybe 10 capsules per meal for about 6 months, and I think you're going to love what it can do to promote the best health for your liver. Okay?
How do you spell that, Doc?
R-E-I-S-H-I, and they'll be able to give you notes later. I got to take a break here. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD, host of Healthline. Join me live to get your questions answered and hear the latest breakthrough information for you and your family. Our product line, Quantum Nutrition Labs, delivers what others only promise, nutrition that really works. This month, our Quantum Adaptogen is on special. It's great support for mood, stress response, and adrenal function. Just 3 capsules at breakfast, regardless of body size, are all that's needed. You'll feel the difference with Quantum Adaptogen. Buy 2 bottles, get the third one free. Call 800-370-3447. That's 800-370-3447. And experience for yourself nutrition that really works. Welcome back to Healthline Live. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD, and we're answering your nutrition and health-related questions. Let's go right back to the phones. Let's go to Maria in Oceanside. You're a 3-year-old that's still wetting the bed.
Yes.
This bedwetting has been linked many years ago to the thyroid. So the child may not be receiving enough iodine, and in fact, you may not be receiving enough iodine. So the first thing you want to look to is maybe jumping on some Xeno-X, which is the plant-based concentrate of sea vegetables, to give about 1 milligram of food source iodine. Now, I consider this to be very important. In America, we like the synthetic concentrated sources like iodoral and Lugol solution. These will deplete the thyroid, but they don't do anything for the breast or uterus in women, And this is another area that needs the iodine support. So jump on some Zeno. What I would do for you is take about 10 capsules for about 6 weeks, and then cut to 3 capsules as your maintenance. For the 3-year-old, I'd probably use a half capsule and see if this is going to help. If not, there may be an immune issue at the thyroid. There may be a scar or trauma or blow or injury that's sedating the thyroid. So it could be as simple as iodine. It could be as difficult as an interference field. So you'll just have to hunt it down. Okay, Maria?
And yeah, because she has like eczema really bad too, and she gets this
eczema
break
is
out.
almost always a sign that the child is not handling dairy well.
Yes. So we
So
cut
get her
back
off
on
dairy.
that, but, okay.
Okay?
All righty. Thank you very much,
You're
Dr.
welcome.
Marshall.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Well, let's go right back to the phones. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is Healthline Live. Let's go to Teresa in California, and she's losing a lot of hair. That does not sound good. Are you there, Teresa?
Yes, I'm here,
And
doctor.
how old a woman are you, and how much do you weigh?
Yes, I am 66 and I am 146.
Okay, and so what's going on in your life? Are you experiencing a great deal of stress, or are you? No.
No,
Yes?
I
No
don't know.
stress?
You know, well, 3 years ago, you know, I had a divorce. You know,
I
it's
see.
when I was starting, you know, stress. But lately, you know, I was thinking. I said, I don't think I have too much stress because I like my job. You know, I'm still
Good.
working.
Good.
And I love my job and
Good.
everything and doing things. So I said, I don't know what's, you know, I don't feel like, you know, I really have, you know, like a lot of stress. So I said, I don't know what's going on with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's ask about sleep, Teresa. Do you sleep 5 or more straight hours at night without waking for any reason?
I sleep 7 hours with, you know,
Good.
I sleep good.
Oh,
Because
good.
when I sleep, I knock down. Yes.
Excellent. Now, let me ask, are you, when you wake up, do you feel fully rested?
Not really, because I get up early in the morning, like 4:30 in the morning, you know.
Okay.
I was still in bed, yeah.
What time do you go to bed?
I go to bed at 9.
Okay, no problem. You should feel rested when you wake up, so it sounds like you're not getting REM sleep.
Okay.
So that's rapid eye movement sleep. So you want to jump on something like Tranquility Complex, and you want to take maybe 2 of those with dinner or at least about an hour before bedtime. And the goal will be to use that for about 30 to 60 days. It usually takes, it's a slow kick because it's a neurotransmitter reset, and it usually takes 12 days or more before you really notice the effect. And to get the full benefit of the ziziphus, a funky herb that's in there, you need to use it for about 30 to 60 days. So 1 or 2 bottles, you're done. And that should reset you. And this may have happened as a result of the high stress of the divorce, you know, or whatever has happened before, but you don't show any terrible markers. You're not an alcohol drinker, are you?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't
so,
drink.
and what about a sugarholic? Do you eat much sugar?
No, I
Okay.
I don't eat too much. I always try to avoid, you know,
Good.
sugars and flours.
All right, then I think
Yes,
we got
yes,
the player. I would give
yes,
this, and I made notes, so if you don't have it all, you can call the order line about 15 minutes after the hour, and they'll have the info for you, okay?
Okay. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is Healthline Live, and we're answering your nutrition and health-related questions. Let's go to Gloria in Sacramento, and she feels that her taste buds have changed and food tastes differently now. Are you there, Gloria?
Yes, I am.
And how old a woman are you, and how much do you weigh?
I'm 67 and I weigh about 145.
Okay. Well, what has there been any event that caused this? Were you
No.
chemically exposed? Did you have any dental work?
I did have dental work,
Yeah.
but my dentist said it didn't have anything to do. I'm in the process of having a dental implant.
Ooh. And is that implant going to be titanium?
He's put a rod in my jaw.
Yeah. I can tell you if the best bet if you're going to do an implant is zirconium, and dentists have first been sold titanium. When you stick that in your jaw, you now have a cell phone antenna built into your brain. Lord. Not a good idea. So if you're in the process, see if he can't swap it for zirconium. And he's going to tell you zirconium isn't as strong. He's going to be wrong. If you look at the research, the shear strength of the zirconium, which is stronger than the titanium, and also it is a material that's biocompatible in the mouth. So it's not going to give you a cell phone antenna. You don't want to be the first on your block doing that. But almost always when we have taste issues, it can be from chemotherapy, it can be from a burn, a chemical exposure, or dental work. So you'll notice that the dental work is probably the winner here. What I would do is get on some DHA, maybe take 5 or even 10 a meal for maybe 5 days, and see if this doesn't help promote a better state of function for your taste buds. That would be step one. If this isn't enough, if we've liberated a lot of weird stuff, then you may want to jump on our Dragon Cleanse LX clay. This is a great trapper of weird chemicals and things that are in food or in the body. And you just take a couple of capsules and empty them in 6-8 ounces of water, and you drink that with the meal, and especially with your main meal. And that'll help trap whatever's in the food, but also it can draw to it and slowly help the body to detox other agents and hopefully help promote a better state for your taste buds. Okay?
Thank you so very much. Have a great day.
You're welcome. Bye now. Okay, this is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is Healthline Live. We're answering your nutrition, health-related questions. You'll reach us toll-free, 888-588-7576, and you visit us online, qnlabs.com. Just tell a friend. Prior broadcasts out there, radio listening times for our Monday through Friday show, plus our Saturday Blockbuster show, and really great info. So visit us there, qnlabs.com. And today we've been talking about getting to ideal weight. And I hope as you're listening, you realize that this is not a trivial issue. This can be either very simple, just change diet, or formidable in the various areas of the body systems, such as the stomach and the small intestine. When things go awry, it can make it so difficult. And yet, for a long, strong, wonderful, healthy life, we need to be at ideal weight. So there's another guy that can sabotage us, especially after age 40, and that's the gallbladder. And we see typically one person after another with a gallbladder issue after age 40. So it's a really, really big deal, and we need to address that. So first, I would say that for those of you who also have lost your gallbladder, that this may be a key issue, and you're going to have to do all the same things that a person who has a gallbladder, and maybe even a little bit more. One of the things we love is gallbladder PG, because this promotes a softening of debris in the bile veins and in the gallbladder, and so it can promote a healthier flow by restricting refined oils, getting them out of the diet, by shifting to a biofuel diet. This guy can really make all the difference in the world for you. On the other hand, if you're not shifting and you're going to stay with your regular diet, then it becomes critical to add some coffee enemas. And you can look online and see what great studies have been done and the tremendous importance of the coffee enema. We, of course, will provide you with an organic coffee we know is nutrition that really works. We've got the enema bucket and all the components, this will be at 10% off the regular price today for the regular individual prices, so feel free to give a buzz there. Now, those of you who have pain if you eat fried foods or high fat may need more support for the gallbladder, the common bile duct itself, and that would be gallbladder support, maybe taking 2 or 3 or 4 of those at each meal, depending on your body size, and using that while you're at the same time using gallbladder PG, so you can get softening and promote a healthy flow of bile again, which is essential to precipitate excess cholesterol from the blood, to emulsify and absorb fats for energy instead of storing them as fat in the large intestine or losing them in the large intestine. And of course, the bile flow is a main vehicle that the liver uses to get rid of toxins. So of course we'll have our gallbladder support and our gallbladder PG on special. Buy 2 or more, get 25% off each. Now, when you are burning fat, the fat is your repository for all manner of POPs, persistent organic pollutants. So the answer, the antidote to that in our mind is to jump on our Dragon Cleanse LX. It's a clay. It's taken in convenient capsule form, but you need to empty 1 or 2 capsules into, really 2 capsules into 6-8 ounces of water, mix it, and drink that while you're eating so that it can bind to the toxins in the GI tract while the food is being broken down. And this will just exit them from the body so they don't get reabsorbed. Wonderful, wonderful discovery. It's been used on animals since the 50s. It's about time we get a chance to get at this. And when you do these things, I think now you can look forward to a lasting, long life solution to keeping yourself at ideal weight. So we'll have on special DHA 200 if you want vegetarian approach. We also have, of course, our new EPA DHA. We have Keto Blend, the lean keto blend to kickstart you. Magnesium to shift the game in your favor if you have high stress. Adaptogen if that stress has been a long time and we need to promote a healthy hormone balance. Slim Body Whey is a great meal replacement, quick on-the-run deal, great way to go. Our Gallbladder PG, Gallbladder Support, Dragon Cleanse LX, wow. And you'll buy 2 or more, get 25% off each. Give a buzz to our order line, 800-370-3447. Don't miss today's great specials, and don't put off getting yourself to an ideal weight. All right, let's go right back to the phones. Let's go to Pat in Florida, and she's very concerned about her lungs. Are you there, Pat?
Yes, I am.
And how old a woman are you, and how much do you weigh?
77, 162.
Okay, well, the first thing you need to know is that the lungs are the backup for the large intestine. So the real problem is not your lung. Even though everybody's going to be paying attention to your lung, the real problem is the large intestine. And the real problem is that by age 75, you have 0 for hydrochloric acid and pancreatic enzymes. So every time that you eat, Pat, the food is rotting from your stomach to your anus. So that rotting food is very devastating to the lung. So the first thing we want to do is get you so you can digest your food. So you want to get on something like Quantum Digest, and you'll take usually 2 of those at the start of the main meal. And then the end of the meal, you're going to want to take about 4 betaine hydrochloride. And now you should notice you're digesting the way you did more like in your 20s, and the body is relieved of this load that's been going toward the lung. This would be step one. Step two, you may want to jump on something called garlicidin. This is the active fraction of garlic allicin, which can help promote a better state of health in the lung and in the large intestine itself. These are giant steps forward, but obviously going on the biofield diet as well, but in your case, going on very strictly where it says foods you can eat occasionally. You don't do any of those for 90 days or so. You give your body a holiday of 90 days from those foods. There'll be a resource list. There'll be a couple of videos to watch. Go to and do that first before you even read the diet. If you're smart, you're going to learn all about this, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And if I went too quickly, give a buzz to the order line afterwards, and they'll be happy to review my notes, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
You're welcome. Bye now. All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is Healthline Live. Let's go right back to the phones, and let's go to Ed in Pennsylvania. And he's retaining some urine, and he's unable to fully empty the bladder ever since a hip replacement surgery a year and a half ago. Well, are you there, Ed?
Yeah, I'm here.
How old a man are you? How much do you weigh?
69. I'm 6 foot and 200 pounds.
Well, here's what you're up against, so you know. Hip replacement is a pretty barbaric surgery. I've had the dubious privilege of watching some of these, and they create the most massive interference fields in the body I have ever seen. And the only long-term solution that I see for the issue is for you to deal with these interference fields, and that may mean doing 15 or 20 different type of mud packs to get the energy to flow freely through that area. Now, a well-trained QRA person can hone down and see which ones are directly affecting the bladder and get at that as fast as possible. The only other thing I would suggest is make sure that there's no prostate issue, because you are at that age. And so I would have your medical doctor do a physical check and a PSA and see if that might be the problem. You gotta sort of think a little differently. If I were you, after this surgery, you're going to have chronic inflammation. One of the ways to handle that is to shift as much as you can to a whole food, plant-based diet like the Biofield diet, and you can get a free copy. Any listener can. They can have it emailed to them. And I would consider that very, very important as well, Ed. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you can give it
I don't have any prostate problem. Well,
that's good.
I've been to 4 neurologists, urologists, 2 neurologists. Nobody will even come up with any answers at all. No. It's very, very frustrating.
They don't recognize the acupuncture meridian system of the body, even though there's been a new, very exciting test that has mapped the energy flow. This is not what they do. They do critical care. So you need to understand that in America, our medical system is critical care, best in the world. But if you have a chronic problem, now it's like possibly going to a plumber and asking him to fix the electrical wiring. He's not trained for that. And it's in some ways unfair to ask. What tragic to me is they act as if, in many cases, that they do understand that, but there is no training for it. So you've got to reach outside the box a little bit, Ed, if you want to solve this problem, okay?
So who do I see for these mud packs?
You will call the order line and visit someone who knows. They'll give you the number of someone who knows how to do QRA, quantum reflex analysis. When you call them, be sure that they know how to do the letter I packs. That's the latest. Yours is going to be so nasty You need the latest so that you can get the least expense. Otherwise, they'll be fiddling around trying to do everything. There's no point in doing everything. What they'll probably do is do what bugs you now. In a year or 2 or 3, there'll be something else bugging you, and they can do that. If you're smart, you hook up with somebody good, then by all means you can do it all. So you don't have to deal with this on an ongoing basis in your life. Okay?
And that'll affect my, like I have inflammation. I have arthritis, in my back and my other hip also.
They'll be able to help by getting your first morning urine pH squared away. They'll be able to help you with that. In fact, that you can do immediately, and that might help you a great deal. You would get on the Coral as long as the kidneys are good, and D3 Gold. And your goal would be to have the first morning urine pH in the green zone, 6.4 to 7.0. You get a piece of, you get a roll of pH paper, and this will help you tremendously right now. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, buddy.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye now. All right. We're getting near the end of the broadcast, you guys. So if you're on the line, you got to bear with us for a minute or so before we can get to you. I will do my best to answer as many calls as I can, but I do urge you, if weight is an issue, and it's an issue for just about everybody, if you're 1 pound or more overweight, give a buzz to the Order Line, and they can review our great specials so we can handle this problem on a lifetime basis, not just for a quick fix and then you're back with the weight problem again. And I urge each of you, get a copy of the Biofield Diet and go on this diet. I think you'll see it's a diet for a lifetime. And it's the best I can cull in 40 years of studying, and I think that it has made such a dramatic difference in your ability to look forward to a long, strong, healthy life. Now, there's a number of support agents here. If you're over 35, I urge you to get on some digestive support as a very critical issue and get minerals under control. Those are the two fundamental things. Magnesium, if you have an issue with high stress, and adaptogen. These are the players that can help. And if you call in, the Order Line will help you with this. Just give a buzz to 800-370-3447. 800-370-3447. God bless you all. We're just about out of time. If you're in L.A., you can get all the specials today. You can run over to Santa Monica. They even have parking. 310-320-1132 is their phone number. 1416 6th Street. Bye for now.
You've been listening to Dr. Bob Marshall, Ph.D. on Healthline Live. To find out more about these specials or any of our great products, call 1-800-370-3447. That's 1-800-370-3447. Dr. Marshall's comments have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Have a healthy and radiant day. You've been listening to Dr. Bob Marshall, Ph.D. on Healthline Live, where your questions and concerns about ongoing health challenges are addressed with the latest nutritional protocol and quantum state technology. Thanks to everyone who called in. If you didn't get your question on the air, call us at 800-370-3447, and one of his trained associates can help you. Your good health is important to us. Don't forget to take advantage of our daily blockbuster special at 800-370-3447. That's 800-370-3447. You can create a healthy and happy you.
It's time to be a good steward of your life. Face each day with optimism and a joyous attitude. Never before in recorded history has your health been under siege as it is today, with our pathetic excuse for food, the standard American diet, proven in study after study to be woefully deficient in key nutrients, in particular minerals and antioxidants. But God always provides a rescue. It's time to help yourself with nutrition that really works. Over the years, I've been shocked to see the levels of contamination of solvents, chemicals, and poor nutrient substrates used in nutritional products which previously had a good quality record. It seemed that only the labels got better while the content rapidly declined. And of course, everyone continued to claim that their products were the highest quality. Finally, the nutrient quality just declined to such an unacceptable level, we felt forced to manufacture real, cell-resonant quality products, free of toxic encapsulating agents. Biochemically speaking, we're forced to be very picky when selecting raw materials. We often test dozens of batches from different sources before we find a nutrient which is acceptable and of excellent quality. Then we buy per batch only because batch quality can vary dramatically. You know, we only sell products that support and strengthen all four of your biofields and are so well grown their own biofield integrity cannot be stress tapped off, just like the food of America 100 years ago. In contrast, your food today is often weak without stressing it. Even the best American organic food stress taps off after 5 stress taps. Free yourself with our Quantum Nutrition Lab supplements, nutrition that really works. Call 800-370-3447. That's 800-370-3447.
This is KCAA.
If your home has hard water, then it's likely that limescale is clogging your pipes, damaging your appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars each year. You can eliminate limescale in the entire house with HydroCare products available at Wave Home Solutions. Easy and efficient with no maintenance, no salts, no chemicals, and no coils. And you can buy with confidence from Wave Home Solutions. Performance guaranteed. Just go to bestwater411.com. That's bestwater411.com.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
If you don't know what it's all about, Dr. Jolly will tell you on What's It All About, Wednesday afternoons at 3 on KCAA 1050 AM.
We are farmers. We are all-day long doers. Agriculture isn't just our industry, it's our way of life. We invest in equipment that's long-lasting, economical, and environmentally conscious, because that's what it takes to do the job right. We're all about greater horsepower and cleaner emissions, new implements, more attachments, better technology and dependable engineering. For all your ag equipment needs, we are Kubota.
Every day is 3 for the price of 1 day at KCAA Loma Linda. Listen on 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM. Or listen online at kcaaradio.com.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
NFL playoffs are here. This is Maria Marino. The kickoff at 4:35 p.m. Eastern with the 12-4 Raiders visiting the 9-7 Texans. First career playoff starts for both Oakland rookie quarterback Connor Cook and Houston quarterback Brock Osweiler. Later at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, the 10-5 Seahawks host the 9-7 Lions. It's the 5th straight year Seattle has made the playoffs. What does wide receiver Doug Baldwin think about that?
First and foremost, we're thankful for another opportunity to play in the playoffs. 5 years in a row is pretty amazing, so we're thankful for that. But there's a lot of things that we want to accomplish and that are still right there in front of us, so we're going to take this opportunity and run with it.
Hawks have never lost a playoff game at home. Lions have never won any game in Seattle. Over to NBA, Cavaliers likely acquiring sharpshooter Kyle Korver by the end of the day, sending veterans Mo Williams and Mike Dunleavy plus a 2019 first-round draft pick to Atlanta. Reportedly, Korver did not travel with the Hawks to Dallas for today's game. Setting up the trade is a Cleveland deal announced yesterday with Portland, where the Cavs got their own 2018 first-round draft pick from the Blazers in exchange for the Cavs' 2017 first-round pick. Over to college hoops, number 18 Butler trailing Georgetown 32-31 at halftime. Butler coming off that win over number 1 Villanova. Tipping off any minute, it's TCU at number 7 West Virginia. And the puck drops on today's NHL action right about now with Jet Sabres and Lightning Flyers. Listen to NBC Sports Radio on your local station, online, or the free mobile app. This is Maria Marino, NBC Sports Radio, NBCSportsRadio.com.
Look, you can't go a week without hearing how the Ford F-150 is way ahead, leaving every other truck choking on its gravel. And when it comes to safety, the truck that leads the pack is the high-strength military-grade aluminum alloy body Ford F-150. F-150 is the only pickup to earn both of the most important safety awards in America. First, it earned the government's highest overall safety rating, 5 stars, for all sides and all cab configurations. And now, F-150s earn the IIHS top safety pick on Super Cab and Super Crew with optional forward collision warning. The competition? Yeah, right. Just don't ask for both safety awards, because that ain't happening, pal. Let's review. F-150 is the only pickup to earn both awards. Once again, raising the stakes for what a truck should be. This is the safest Ford F-150 ever, and every other truck is history.
Government 5-star safety ratings are part of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's new car assessment program. Tests include driver and passenger front side and side barrier pull tests.
Did you know that more than 100,000 people a day are downloading game apps? Mobile apps have become a normal part of everyday lives. Now there's a new exciting sports app that lets you play along with your favorite professional sports team in real time. With this fantastic app, you can predict the next play and even outguess your favorite team members. The more predictions you get correct, the more points you receive. Points can be exchanged for cool prizes, like your favorite jerseys, hats, airline tickets, sports tickets, even a new car. You can play this amazing sports app by yourself, with your friends, or even with a large group of fans from all over the world. This incredible sports app is called Fire Fan, and it's available right now. Check it out. Sign up today at www.freefirefanapp.com.
Plexus Slim, the pink drink. It works. Finally, there is a healthy solution to help you lose weight, experience quick results, and keep the weight off. People around the country are experiencing amazing results, and you can too. Plus, right now, you can try it free for 7 days. Just email your name, address, and phone number for a free sample to tryplexusfree@gmail.com. The pink drink. It works.
This is KCAA.
Hello and welcome to the Financial Wake Up Show. Each week, we explore and take a deep dive into awakening the financial abundance we all have inside of us. We educate and create awareness by focusing on fundamental principles of money, talking to business and community leaders about successful habits, while learning from each other how to build, protect, and create legacies. And now, here's your host, Daniel Choi.
And good morning. It is a new day and a new year. And so I'm excited to join you this Saturday morning, the 1st of 2017. And with each day and new year comes a new beginning and a new chance to do something great, learn something new, and enjoy everything this great life has to offer. If you've not already done so, go to iTunes or Google Play, subscribe to the podcast. You can download all our shows. Also subscribe to the show on YouTube. You can find all of this under The Financial Wake Up Show with Daniel Choi. Follow the show, like us, and I promise I'll bring refreshing content to you every week. Broadcasting live again here on KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. I combine integrity with intelligence to wake you up to things you want to be doing financially. Check out our website, financialwakeupshow.com, or visit us on Facebook and Twitter. That's at TFWUS. And every week we talk about three things: growing and protecting your wealth. Second is exit planning, which is selling or transferring your business if you're a business owner, or retirement if you're an employee. And estate planning, which is creating a legacy while fully enjoying your money while you're alive. And I'm really excited about today's show. The reason is that I'm going to be talking about something I believe drives one of the biggest differences in people's financial long-term success. And what topic is that? It is taxes. And you may say, I've got a tax guy or gal or a tax team, and they handle this. Okay. Today, I'm not talking specific about filing your taxes. There is a difference between filing your return, which everyone has to do, which is keeping you legal and compliant with the IRS code, which is, of course, necessary. What I'm talking to you about today is called tax planning. Accountants and CPAs will generally calculate your returns and file your return with the numbers that you provide to them. But brainstorming and strategizing this stuff to structure the numbers that your CPA gets to file, that's tax planning. And it's very rare I see clients do a lot of tax planning. Tax filing, again, keeping you compliant, paying your taxes. Tax planning, on the other hand, is setting things up in advance to have better numbers for your CPA or accountant to file. And that's where you make a big difference. You know, taxes are inevitable. You've heard the saying, death and taxes, the only two inevitable things in life, right? And I will say that the most successful clients I work with, they pay taxes, and they pay them diligently. Now, they don't always pay them willingly, but they do pay them. So what I'm going to be speaking on today, and what my guest later on will be speaking on today, is simply being more awakened to how you're paying taxes and ultimately mitigating the effect of taxes on your balance sheet by not mindlessly just throwing tax documents at an accountant and crossing your fingers. Because that, folks, again, is not a strategy. That is relying on hope. And I've said this before. I actually help eliminate hope and create more certainty. Through planning, we work to achieve more certainty in a world where the only thing we really can guarantee is uncertainty. So today's Wake Up Now segment is, what kind of tax strategies could I be exploring to give myself and my business or family greater flexibility? A couple things before I get started. One, if you know a business owner or someone who gets paid as an independent contractor or gets a 1099, share this episode with them. Because while we're going to explore everything that people can do, or most things that people can do, this show is really going to resonate with business owners and 1099 income earners. So if you know medical professionals, consultants, restaurateurs, manufacturers, general contractors, anyone that runs a business or receives 1099 income, they should listen to this show. Second, as a disclaimer, I, nor Westpac Wealth Partners or Guardian, provides tax advice. So what I'm sharing is not to be construed as tax or accounting advice. Please consult with your tax professional around your specific situation. And of course, if you do want some of the things that I talk about on the show and you don't have someone to talk to, email me, Daniel at Financial Wake Up Show, or call me at 850-7-WAKE-UP. Okay. We're going to start with Taxes 101, but by the end of the show, we're going to be at Taxes 301. But I want to start with the fundamentals because so many people I talk to are unaware of how taxes even work, or even the basic terminology. So let's start with the major categories of taxes. First, income tax. This is tax on what you earn from your business or your job or from investments that you own, like rental real estate or dividends or interest from other types of investments you hold. The second, capital gains tax. This is tax you pay on the growth of your investments. So let's say you buy an investment at $10 a share, it grows to $20 a share, you sell it at $20, you've made $10 on each share, right? Capital gains is the percentage that you have to pay the IRS on the growth, which is $10. Okay? And then another category is estate taxes. Estate taxes is the taxation of all your possessions when you pass away, and there's a tax levied on those possessions when you transfer all your possessions to your heirs. Now, there's a lot of other types of taxes as well, things like self-employment tax, alternative minimum tax, sales taxes, etc. Today's show, I'm going to keep it real simple. I just want to hit on the three categories I just mentioned, which is income tax, capital gains tax, and estate tax. Quick side note, just because you get a tax refund does not mean you have a good tax strategy in place. In fact, you could be getting killed on your taxes and still get a refund. And it drives me nuts sometimes when I see people celebrating they got a tax refund. Now, sometimes getting a tax refund is a result of good tax planning, for sure. But most of the time, it's simply the IRS giving back your money that you gave to them in advance. In other words, the amount of money refunded to you is what you overpaid the IRS in advance. And the problem with that is you didn't get to earn any interest on it. The whole time the IRS was holding it, right before they refunded it to you, there's a chance for you to spend it or earn interest, and you didn't get a chance to do that, and you just basically got your money back. So getting a refund, especially a large one, can be a sign of massive tax inefficiency. So be careful around that. Do not base whether or not you've got a tax strategy on whether or not you get a tax refund. There's also ways to adjust your withholdings so that you minimize the effect of this and you get to utilize and enjoy and invest that money through the year. Now, to better understand how to mitigate some of these taxes, it's important to understand the provisions that the IRS gives us when filing taxes. And the more common ones that we have are tax deductions, tax exemptions, tax credits, tax deferrals, tax shifting, and tax avoidances. There are also different types of legal entities that you can set up and control how and when taxes are paid, and that can provide significant advantage to you as well. So let's start with tax deductions, okay? These are expenses that you can quote unquote write off from your income. The thought here is that those expenses allow you to earn your income. So the IRS says you can write those off. So what exactly does writing something off mean? Okay, it reduces your taxable income. So here's an example. You're a consultant. You drive to clients all over LA. Well, you need a car to drive to those clients in order to make your income. So let's say you make $150,000 a year. That is not possible without your car. So the IRS allows you to deduct expenses related to your car. So let's say in a given year, you spent $10,000 maintaining your car. Well, you write that $10,000 off, and instead of being subject to tax on $150,000, you are now subject to income tax on only $140,000 because you spent $10,000 on your car, which was a necessary expense. Now, tax exemptions, which is the second one I listed, these are the removal or relief of a tax on a particular item. These exemptions are provided by tax laws. And if you get your gross income earned and you subtract out your deductions, subtract out your exemptions, you are effectively reducing your taxable income, and what you have left is called adjusted gross income, or AGI. AGI is the amount that you're going to be taxed on after deductions and exemptions. Now, a tax credit is something different than a deduction or exemption. A tax credit is reducing the taxes you owe. So it's not a reduction of your income, which is a percentage. Tax credits reduce the actual liability you have. Now, these laws, again, enacted by the government to give you incentives, these tax credits are the most impactful thing you can do because it's not reducing your income and reducing your taxes by a percentage. It's a dollar for dollar offset of what you're going to owe the IRS. Next up, tax shifting. What is a tax shift? That's moving income and accounts receivable, if you're a business owner, into different years to spread the tax burden out over time. It's also using things like tax loss harvesting, which is a way to sell off investments, losses, so that you can not have as many gains. This way, in one given year, you're not hammered on your taxes. You spread it out over time by shifting, and it would have been more advantageous by doing so. Okay, that's a tax strategy. Now, if you own a business or you have 1099 as an income source, you want to know your deductions, exemptions, credits, and shifts available to you. Again, there's legal entities that can be set up utilizing the tax code, which, you know, there are many experts out there that do that. My guest today is one of those. I have seen these strategies routinely make a very high 5 or 6 figure difference in taxes paid. And remember, not having a good tax filing is rare. I mean, most people are in compliance with the IRS, but by doing good tax planning, you know, and I saw this even this past year, we're able to strategize for clients. It makes a huge difference. So if you're a business owner or you get 1099 income, or if you have any questions about what I mentioned and you don't own a business or have 1099 income, email me, Daniel at Financial Wake Up Show. Call me right now, 888-909-1050. The phone lines are open. I can take your question right over the air, and I have a great guest on as well. And again, don't assume that just filing your return is having a good tax strategy. 888, excuse me, 909-1050, 888-909-1050. Okay, let's keep rolling. Tax deferrals. This is another strategy commonly out there. It's one of the most common ones I see, because why? When you deposit money into an IRA or a 401k, it's a tax deferral. Now, sometimes people refer to it as a tax deduction, but that can be misleading. Why? Because it's not a true deduction in the fact that you will end up paying income tax on all the money you play on an IRA or 401k later during retirement. So you haven't gotten rid of the tax. Okay? You've simply deferred it into the future. So it's different than a deduction. Now, one thing about this strategy, many people under the impression that when I put money into a 401k or an IRA, I'm going to be in a lower tax bracket during retirement. And what's interesting is when I was planning this show, I didn't know that the Wall Street Journal was going to publish an article this past Monday on how the original 401k design and implementation in 1981 has not done what it was originally enacted to do. I could do an entire show on this, and I will. But for now, the quick summary is this. It can be challenging for you to be in a lower tax bracket during retirement. And there are 3 reasons why. Number 1, the cost of living keeps going up. Number 2, you get used to living a lifestyle at the income level you're at when you retire. So if you make $200,000 and then you retire, you're used to living on $200,000. It's hard to say, okay, now I'm going to live on $40,000. And then the third quick point is required minimum distributions. Required minimum distributions, or RMDs. I'm going to explain those really quickly. But keep in mind this, every dollar that you pull out of your 401k, out of your pension, out of your IRA is taxable as income, 100%, every dollar. Even in retirement, you're not working a single hour. It's all considered income. So every dollar you take out puts you in an income tax bracket. So let's talk about the cost of living. Keep in mind, folks, the cost of goods doubles every 18 years. Okay, Super Bowl ticket in 1969, $12. In 1989, $315. Today, it's over $1,000. Okay, to go to the Super Bowl. Medical and college tuition costs inflate even faster. They double typically every 12 years. So can you live on a lower income later with the price of everything constantly going up, and inflation is there every year? Now, second point, if you're 40 years old today, okay, by the time you're 65, you will make more money. Even if you don't get a single raise, you never get promoted, just due to inflation, your pay is going to increase. So think of minimum wage. When I was in high school, it was $3.25 an hour. Today, it's over $10 an hour, pushing towards $15 here in California. So your pay is going to increase as well. So if you work till 65 and you deferred money and deferred paying tax at 40 years old, you got to make sure you're going to be in a lower bracket, or you just made a bad deal. Okay, a lot of people think I'm going to have less expenses in retirement. The kids are going to be out of the house will be paid off. The income brackets will adjust downwards. I have seen people spend more during retirement. I have seen kids come back into the house after college. I've seen the house not paid off because it just got refinanced. And our tax brackets at least really going to shift down. I mean, do you think taxes are going to go up over time, or do you think they're going to go down over time? And if you think they're going to be rising, you're avoiding tax today to potentially pay more later. So don't be so sure it's easy to go from your current income level and then retire and decide you're going to live on less money just to avoid income tax. And last point, required minimum distributions, or RMDs. This is where the government requires you to take money out from your retirement accounts starting at age 70 and a half by a certain percentage. That percentage is pretty significant, and it increases every single year you live. And the reason they do this is because you and your employer have not paid any income tax yet on that money, including the money you got as a match. And the IRS wants their income tax revenue. So if you don't take this income, the penalty is a whopping 50%. So even if you choose to live on less income during retirement, which I already mentioned can be tough, the required minimum distribution may not even allow you to live on that low of amount, because there is that 70 and a half rule at that age. I've seen people actually make more money in retirement than they did while they were working. And the reason is they've overfunded their tax deferred accounts. Now, some people talk about tax avoidance. This is a very sensitive subject. First off, true tax avoidance, that's going to get you, like by not reporting income and things like that, that's going to get you paying big fines or even in jail. It's illegal. Do not do it. But it hurts you in terms of getting loans to expand your businesses, qualify for home mortgages, or even invest money. They won't allow you to do it because if the income doesn't align with those things, you're not going to be qualified. Okay, so report your income, but do it smartly. And of course, money laundering is a form of that, where you're taking cash and not paying. I've heard a lot of clients trying to do this. Don't do those things. Now, there are certain specific tax incentives that appear like a kind of avoidances, but they do exist. For example, municipal bonds, they can be tax exempt on the growth from a federal, state, and local tax level. Cash value in life insurances, if you structure those policies correctly, will grow and be accessible without taxation. Roth IRAs, some of you have heard of those. Those are IRAs funded with after-tax income. So once you pay the income tax up front, you're now going to avoid any taxation on the growth or when you pull it out. So it's kind of the opposite of a regular IRA, where you get taxed during retirement. 529 plans for college, another one where there's some tax incentives baked into them for college. So to wrap up, this week's Be Aware or Beware tip of the week is: be aware of the difference between just filing your taxes and having a tax strategy. Tax planning can be a big game changer. Knowing deductions, credits, and shifts that are available are very important things to know. And be aware that CFOs, CPAs, even MBAs that you know, they may not be unaware. They may not be aware of certain strategies, but frankly, it's not their job to do tax planning. Okay, it's their job to make sure you're in financial compliance, you don't get audited, that your books and records and your finances are going to keep your business afloat. It's not their job to do tax planning for you. So speaking to a professional about it can make a tremendous difference. Or beware, you could be paying the IRS needlessly about things because you didn't inquire about things. So again, talk to your advisor or talk to me. Email me, Daniel@financialwakeupshow.com. Call the station right now with questions, 888-909-1050. I'll take your questions right over the air, as I always do. And if I've said anything that raises your eyebrow, just reach out, get some information. Again, everything we discuss is confidential, so wake up and get informed. Do not let your earnings and savings bleed out, because a little bit of effort can take you a long way. So at this point, we're going to take a quick promotional break. When we get back, I'm going to welcome our first guest to the show. As a reminder, the phone lines again open, 888-909-1050. Call me. Let's chat about any questions or topics you have. You are listening to the Financial Wake Up Show with Daniel Choi, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
Looking for a new watch or diamond earrings? Maybe you'd like to sell these items or get a short-term loan against them. Introducing Ideal Luxury, the ideal way to buy, sell, trade, or get a loan on fine watches, diamonds, and jewelry. We do this discreetly by appointment only from our private office. Don't overpay or give it away. Call Ideal Luxury today at 888-505-5505. That's 888-505-5505 or online at idealluxury.com. Remember, don't overpay or give it away.
License number 302208989.
By the way, quick follow-up on Ideal Luxury. They've got all the elite brand names that you'd want, including Tiffany, Cartier, Rolex, Breitling, amongst many others. I know of some extremely rare pieces and diamonds that they've got over there. I've gotten to know Mark at Ideal Luxury, and he's a great guy who has the expertise and trustworthiness you need in working with jewelry and watches. So call him at 888-505-5505 or go online at idealluxury.com. Make sure you use promo code WAKEUP. You're going to get an additional 10% off all the way through the end of January. They'll work with anyone across the U.S. So again, call them at 888-505-5505.
All right, welcome back to the show, and I have the distinct pleasure of introducing my first guest. He's a forensic CPA, a forensic accountant, tax resolution specialist, Amit Chandel, who is also an author of 3 books. The first is Fighting Back. Second, You Can Deduct That. And the third is The Tax Detective, all available on Amazon.com. He's got over 20 years of experience. And all sorts of industries: aerospace, defense R&D, medical, automotive, entertainment, manufacturing, restaurant, escrow, mortgage banking. He's got a practice-focused CPA group. They emphasize tax resolution, assurance, and forensic accounting services. He got his first baccalaureate in India. Then he got his BS in accounting from CSU Long Beach. He's got his Master of Laws in taxation from the Washington School of Law. He's a CPA, certified tax coach, certified exit planner, certified valuation analyst, certified fraud examiner, certified fraud specialist, forensic CPA, tax resolution specialist, and certified business manager. He's also got advanced training in both matrimonial and forensic accounting conducted by the National Association of Certified Valuation Analysts. I want to say good morning and welcome, Amit, to the Financial Wake Up Show on KCA 1050 AM. How are you?
Good morning, Daniel. How about yourself? And good morning to all the listeners.
Yes. Boy, I felt like I was reading alphabet soup when I was introducing you. You've got so many accreditations and designations. I think it's very impressive, and I'm glad to have you on. You know, I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you've seen over the years in working with many of the clients that I've spoken about here. You know, I don't know if you caught my opening segment, but a lot of people are confused around the difference between tax filing and tax planning. What's your take on that difference, and why is it important that everyone out there, business owners included, especially, examine this?
Well, Daniel, that was a very good opening, and what I have discovered in my practice and what I've seen out there, and it's nothing wrong with what they've been doing. Everybody has been filing taxes and have been doing everything that is needed. There are very good CPAs and enrolled agents out there who are doing the perfect job of doing compliance work. And compliance is akin to, you can say, if I may take the liberty of using the physicians here, is like going to a physician that's a general practitioner and versus going to a specialist if you have a heart problem. If you have a heart problem, you want to go to a cardiologist. But same thing works within the tax world. Everybody is not aware of all the tax laws, and there are over so many volumes of tax laws that everybody cannot be aware of. On the contrary, like you can say, Warren Buffett, he has 3 floors of tax attorneys working for him who are doing this research, who are working on different topics, and they're testing the courts. What we do as tax planners, we use the same strategies that have been proven in court to help our clients to save tax, mitigate taxes up front. When you give, and get, like you mentioned in your segment, people get these big refunds. Refunds are nothing more than giving tax-free loans to the government or interest-free loans to the government, which you get back at the end of the year. In the normal course of the business, you won't give anybody an interest-free loan, but we do. What tax planning pertains to is pay the government the right amount. The government doesn't want you to overpay, but they're not going to volunteer and give it back to you. You need to do the homework. You need to do everything to reduce your taxes, but do it legally. Use the law, not play with the numbers. That's what I've seen people do out there. They play with numbers. Their entities may be wrong. The selection of the entity that they are working in, their business, may be not the right one. Some of them are self-employed, like you mentioned, and they don't have an entity. They cannot mitigate taxes. And there are ways and means that you can do out there to reduce these taxes. But like you said, avoidance versus evasion. Do not evade taxes. Avoid or reduce taxes using the laws. Evasion is a crime. Avoidance or reduction or mitigation of taxes using the law is not a crime. And that's what all our listeners should be adhering to and working on. and seek out a professional who's out there, who helps them throughout the year to reduce taxes. And what I've seen is people work in pockets. They'll have their financial planners working separately and their tax planners working separately, whereas we need to be working as a team. In my practice, we work with a team. You're part of my team, Daniel, and we work, and we work as a team on everything. And it helps one another. The left hand knows what the right hand is doing, and then we move forward. And there are strategies out there that need to be used. And basically, that's what we need to do.
Yeah, those are some fantastic points, and I hope people are really listening, because these are words of experience and a lot of value coming through. What are some of the biggest opportunities you've seen missed by taxpayers consistently? I mean, you've written 3 books, so obviously you've seen patterns. What are some of the biggest opportunities you've seen missed?
Well, some of the opportunities that I've seen missed, people are running the business, which is okay, which is fine. They run the business. What we haven't seen, or what generally people don't do, they don't see the end where they're going to be. They don't see. Business is what they are. Business has become their job. Business has become their work. And that's all they are. They're not working on their business. They're not thinking about where am I going to be tomorrow. We have economy coming along, which is cyclical. We need to work on those things. People need to plan towards the ultimate when we are going to exit out of the business. And how do we build those wealth? You run day-to-day business, day-to-day life, and pay the taxes, pay everything, and not grow your wealth on the side, you are not going to achieve your goals. You can think about it like you are on one side of the Grand Canyon and you need to cross the other side. What is your biggest asset in between? Is your business. Nobody works on that business to narrow the gap. We can take a look at the Chinese glass bridge that they built. If we build this thin glass, we're going to fall into that canyon. If we have a thick glass like the Chinese built, we cross over to the other side. But we need to build that business. We have to work on that business. We need to grow, make it valuable for us while we're saving taxes. We need to save taxes legally, not play with the numbers. People don't analyze the numbers. People are taking broad spectrum. They spend least times with their CPAs, enroll agents, whatever, or the accountants to sum it all. And they need to spend more time with their financial planners. I have seen in my practice people, I can go, before I used to do tax planning, also, it was like I give them the financials, people will look at it while I'm there, put it in their desk drawer, and that's the last time they saw it. But they need to be more proactive with it. People need to be talking to you and me all the time to grow the wealth. And our wealth growth is combined with financial planners, CPAs, and estate attorneys, business attorneys. We are all there to help business people to grow. People are not going to be aware. I cannot be aware of everything. You cannot be aware of things. But as a team, we come together. We work together. We grow and help our clients to grow, to achieve their goal, the ultimate goal, when they retire, when they go. And like you said, they need to be, if they are used to living a particular lifestyle, how do they manage to live that lifestyle? We help them grow there and go and achieve that so that they are used to that lifestyle. And when they are gone, we make sure that things are set up. They are asset protected. The estate planning is all in place. Everything is there. But all our team players come into play. Nobody can work in isolation. Accountants generally work in isolation with the books. And tax filing. Compliance is very, very important. Please, everybody be sure. Please do not, we're not encouraging to stop you to file taxes. You need to file taxes, but filing the right amount of tax. Paying the government ahead of time the extra money is not saving them money. It's actually, like I said, loaning the money. I loan that money to yourself. Why do it? Make that money grow for you. And that's what
Yeah.
we've seen most of the time.
You know, I really appreciate the passion you're speaking with, because I share that in trying to get people aware and awakened to this. And that's why we meet every Saturday to do this. I want to ask a specific question, one about business owners and one about employees who work for businesses. First of all, for business owners, you and I know 9 out of 10 business owners have thought about someday leaving their business, but only 1 out of 10 of them has ever spoken to somebody about what we call an exit plan. Now, you and I belong to a very small, prestigious group of people called a certified exit planners. From your perspective, as a forensic CPA, as an expert in this area, what's the importance of a business owner having an exit plan?
Well, the importance of exit plan is basically every business owner is going to get out of business one way or another, whether they voluntarily or involuntarily. They will get out of business. There could be a reason such as sickness, divorce, whatever the reason may be. But people need to get out of the business. They retire, they age, and they got to plan and get the business to be saleable. There could be a situation where a business could be worth a lot of money, but the market is not there to buy that business. Your team may not be in place. Your team needs to grow. You need to establish a team that will take over. And if you're working 9 to 5 every day, business owners really work 7 days a week. Whoever thought we work 5 days a week, it's not possible. And you're working on it. Even on the off hours, after your employees have gone home, you're still working on your business. We need to work on that where you can pull yourself away, and your business needs to work and operate without you. And you need to be able to grow. The more you can pull away from your business, more saleable and more valuable your business is. People need to work on that. And that is your biggest asset. You need to build on it. People need to analyze their benchmarking. People need to know what the buy-sell is. Establish those buy-sell agreements. And please update those as you go. There's life-changing events happening all the time, and your business value keeps on changing. Nobody's asking you to do a full-blown valuation, but have a basic valuation done to know where your benchmark is. Where are we going to go? Look at your key performance indicators, which are normally known as KPIs. But you need to work with your accountant to work on those KPIs. You need to analyze your income. What are the sources of income? Is there something we can do with income? We look at the profit and loss accounts, and we analyze our expenses into different categories. But there are profit and loss items. We have, like you mentioned in your segment, there are passive losses and things out there. What are we going to do with it? Are we going to have this building and we're going to sell it at a later stage and then recoup it? How are we going to take advantage of today? The tax laws are always changing. It's a very, very volatile area. Congress keeps on coming with new laws, and now we are in the biggest time of change with the change of presidency. So we need to be on top of things. We need to be planning, and businesses need to plan for that eventual exit, which is inevitable. You are going to exit. Let's not say that we are never going to be out of the business. Your business is not going to be. It's a perpetual business. And if you cannot separate yourself from the business, your business is you. So you cannot be selling yourself on the market when you go. There are no buyers for you at your later stage. Everybody, when they get older, are not fully functional to that level. But you need that money from the business that you reared as a baby. I normally say business is just like your baby when you have it. 18 years old, your children go away. But this is your baby that looks after you right after you establish it. 3 years, 4 years, and then it starts paying you. But you're taking care of your children all your life. But who's taking care of you and it's your business. And you need to plan for that and plan for that one day and face the fact. And the biggest problem what we see, it's not the business owners. Business owners are not aware of this. There's nobody talking to them about exit. There are few of us like you and I. We are talking about exit. We sit in a meeting. My first question is, okay, I got your business, I got your tax number, but where do you plan to go from here? How do you plan to this business?
Right.
Very few talk about that. You talk about it, I talk about it, but there are not many out there. And that's exactly what the business owners need to seek in their professionals. Are they planning for my eventual exit? Are these guys working as a team together to plan for me? Or are we just going to be compartmentalizing things and just putting things in silos and just forget about it? It doesn't work. We need to work to hand in glove.
And just to add on to what you're saying, you also will transition. Some people want to say, I'll transition to my family or to someone I know. That's fine and dandy and all. You still need an exit plan because some of the things that Amit is mentioning. I want to get to one last question before we go to break. I've seen a lot of clients struggle sometimes in retirement because they've deferred too much money into their 401k, their IRA, their pensions during their work lives. And some end up paying more tax during retirement than they did while they were working. And sometimes I playfully refer to this as a tax time bomb because you just kind of put money into qualified plans. Everyone was doing it. That's what everyone said you should do. And then they hit RMDs. What is your experience working with these clients, and why is it such a big thorn in people's sides when they hit 70 and a half or they hit 65 and they realize, my gosh, I didn't know I was going to pay this much?
Well, Daniel, I really feel for these people who end up paying, and it's painful for you and I when we're sitting across from the table from them, and we are talking and looking at their tax returns, looking at the RMDs of the things that they have to pay, and it hurts us as much it probably hurts them. And we feel for it. And it goes back to the same thing that we've been talking. Planning is very, very important. The business planning, business exit, all the tax planning, all those have to be done up front. When we come down to the tail end, there's not much left for us to do.
Yeah.
And at a later stage, you've got to be more conservative in you can't try to do things. And because that's your only little assets left, what are you going to do at that time? Planning is very important. One thing I'm going to go back to what you just mentioned about giving in your exit to your children. A lot of times you plan to give your business to your children, but your children may not be wanting to go into your profession. They may not want to do that. How are you going to plan to give it to them? They don't want to do it. Or maybe one of your child wants to take it, work on it, and one does not.
Right.
And are you going to force the business into a buy-sell situation right away because you need to give equal amount? You don't want to be partial to one child and not the other. And you want to, so you're forcing the child that is getting into the business to sell the business to pay the other sibling. Why are we going that route? So we need, everything boils down to planning. Planning goes down to the same thing like it's like you're taking your physical with your doctor. If you go for your regular physicals with your doctor, you will not, the doctor will detect your cholesterol buildup, your arteries getting blocked, or something can be done up front. Nobody wants to get a heart attack. Nobody wants to be under the knife. So why not do those same things with our own business? Our business health is the root cause of a lot of business owners' stress. So why not mitigate that stress by planning your life, your taxes, your exit?
It's so much good stuff. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and I said your retirement. That's how it is all planned.
Right. So much good stuff this morning, Amit. His books, Fighting Back, you can deduct that and the tax detective all on Amazon.com. Amit Chandel, again, if you want to reach him, it's focuscpa.com, focuscpa.com. What's your office phone number, Amit?
562-281-1040. And
That's
if
1040,
they want
like
to,
the file, the tax return.
yeah, and they can either reach through you or can call the office directly. And remember, it's always the teamwork that works. So Daniel and I, we always work as a team on all our clients, and that's the way to do it. And we want to move forward. So that's why I say they can reach me on my office line or can call you. Either way,
Absolutely.
we'll be you out.
All our guests are on the Give More to Get More page on the website, both our business and nonprofit organizations. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to do our Give More to Get More segment. Thank you, Amit, for joining us. Have a great weekend. You are listening to KCAA Radio, 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
I want to take a quick moment to tell you about some of my passions. I enjoy basketball, cooking, fine dining, a good single malt scotch, and of course, cigars. What better way to wind down a great meal or a day at the office than relaxing with a smooth drawing, robust cigar? That's why I go to Marquis Cigar Lounge to handle my cigar fix. They're right on 2nd Street in Belmont Shore of Long Beach. It's got to be one of the coolest neighborhoods to hang out in. They've got a great little lounge area. The people are really good. TVs to watch your sports or dramas. And as far as selection, they've got a huge array of cigars at the best prices you'll find in the area. If you can't get to Long Beach, you can order by phone or email. Give them a call at 562-439-8284 or email them at marquiscigarlounge@gmail.com. That's MARQUEE cigarlounge@gmail.com. They take orders, offer great rates on shipping, and they do events. One of my very best buddies got married over the last weekend. They provided the cigars with a nice little humidor and setup. So look them up on Yelp. They've got amazing reviews. And the next time you need to relax, go to one of the great restaurants on 2nd Street in Belmont Shore, and then walk right over to Marquis Cigar Lounge for a cigar to cap off the night. And whether you're hosting an event, hosting a party, or just want some cigars for your private stash at home, give them a call or email and they'll take care of you. Make sure to use promo code Financial Wake Up when you call or email. You'll get an additional 15% off any order or purchase. Again, the promo code Financial Wake Up. That's Marquis Cigar Lounge, 562-439-8284. That's 562-439-8284, or find them on Yelp.
Okay, and as you all know, to end the show, I always highlight a charity. Why? Because I don't think you can get more in life without giving more. I really believe that. And so this week's Give More to Get More segment, I want to welcome Kristen Jefferson, Director of Collaborative Engagement at 211 Orange County, a nonprofit that links Orange County's most vulnerable with the health and human services resources they need. She's got over 16 years experience in the nonprofit industry, managing programs and creating strategic partnerships through participation in cross-sector initiatives. I'm struggling with that word. She leads regional programs like the Coordinated Entry System, the annual Housing and Urban Development Funding Application Activities, the Point-in-Time Homeless Count, CalFresh Enrollment Assistance, Medi-Cal Enrollment Assistance, as well as Community Wellness Outreach and Collaboration. Kristen, welcome to the show. How are you this morning? Do we have Kristen on the show?
Hello.
Hello, Kristen. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on this morning.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to be talking a little bit about your organization and what we can do to help as listeners. What's the mission of 211 OC?
You know, our job is really to connect the people of Orange County who need help to the health and human services that are available right here in their community. We have a wealth of service providers here in Orange County, but residents often struggle to get connected because they're hard to find. That's where we come in. We're a central clearinghouse of all of that information. And so simply by dialing 211, you can get connected to resources such as food banks, shelters, mental health counseling. The list goes on and on.
Yes, we had on previously the St. Joseph's Foundation, and the number of mental health issues in Orange County is astoundingly high. So what you're doing is so appreciated. Appreciated. What is the history of 2110C?
Well, 211 Orange County had its roots in a prior organization known as InfoLink Orange County, which in turn grew out of an Irvine-based group called People for Irvine Community Health, actually established in 1984. It was in 2005, however, that the California Public Utilities Commission designated InfoLink Orange County as the 211 service provider for the county. It was 2006 that the organization formally changed its name to become 211 Orange County. So a long history in the area.
And the crux of what you do is to help some of the most vulnerable get connected. So what are the areas of support that you all provide, and who do they specifically target support to?
Absolutely. You know, we support people experiencing homelessness. We support veterans and military families. We support domestic violence victims and survivors, or those in our community that are experiencing hunger. It's estimated that about 400,000 Orange County residents struggle with hunger. 60% don't know how to access the benefits that are available, and so that's what we do. We connect people having any sort of issue to the Health and Human Services resources right there in their community. Anyone in need can call and dial 211 to get connected. We're available. Our information and referral specialists are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and there's no charge for the call. You know, I think everybody knows somebody who needs help, someone who's got an aging parent and they need help for them, maybe someone whose child is having developmental delays and they need support there. Maybe it's a breast cancer survivor looking for a support group, or someone dealing with a parent who has Alzheimer's. Maybe even in the new year you're looking to get a healthy start and eat right. We have all of that information and programs right in your neighborhood and community available at our fingertips. And you can access it simply by dialing 211 from your phone.
Wow. I learned something so great every week from these interviews. I'm excited. Now, you have some important events coming up. I actually found your organization through my Cal Alumni Association website, who gets involved with nonprofits and volunteering. January 28th, and then another one on February 11th. Can you tell our listeners about both those events and how we can help either financially or with our time?
Absolutely. The first one that you mentioned is the point-in-time count-in survey. It's actually a HUD-mandated requirement that we go out one night in the last 10 days of the month of January and count and survey those that are experiencing homelessness in our community. So we set out at 4:30 on the morning of January 28th, fan out across Orange County to count and survey those experiencing homelessness. It's a big job, as you can imagine, 800 square miles here in Orange County. So our goal is to recruit 1,000 volunteers to help us this morning. People can get involved by going to www.pointintimeoc.org, find out more information about the count, get signed up to join us that morning. Really good work. I think people that show up every year really get a lot out of it. So we would encourage folks to join us that morning and help out. The other campaign we have going on is a Help Starts Here campaign. Our goal is to raise $21,000 by February 11th, which is 211 Day, right? We all know someone who needs help, and help starts here. When you're looking for help, it's simply by getting connected to 211. So those are definitely two of the big events that we need help with. Time, talent, treasure, all of those things are valuable contributions for these events.
Okay, so the website again, pointintimeoc.org. They need 1,000 people. Let's get out there. It'd be fantastic if we could contribute to that, and of course financially as well. So many programs, it sounds like, that are available through just calling 211. Last question, Kristen, before I let you go. What's the most rewarding aspect of your involvement with 2110C?
You know, we answer about 65,000 calls every year on the helpline, and to me, each one of those we've provided a little bit of help for. So that's immensely rewarding to hand out 65,000 servings of hope every year. You know, and people are kind of spiraling or spinning and don't know where to start, to be able to stop that and be their compass towards help is really awesome and tremendously rewarding. So it's my privilege to get to be a part of it.
65,000 calls. That is amazing. Thank you, Kristen, for all the things your organization does that you do. And I hope that we've been able to create some awareness around your 2 upcoming events. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend.
Daniel, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Take care. Okay, folks, we've gotten through another fantastic episode. I think there was a lot of good points brought up today. I encourage you, if there's anything that has caught your attention, things that you have questions about, call me, talk to me, get information. The phone number again, 850-7-WAKE-UP. I answer that phone. If I don't answer, I'll get back to you within the day. The website, financialwakeupshow.com. You can write me email questions. I've gotten many of those. Thank you for those. We try to address those in the topics that we bring every week. My email, Daniel@financialwakeupshow. The Facebook page, Twitter accounts, all at TFWUS. You can ask questions there. At the very least, I encourage a conversation. Everything that we discuss is, again, 100% confidential. You may already be doing things the right way. As Amit had mentioned before, most accountants and CPAs, there's nothing wrong with what you've already been doing. We want to enhance what's their team with those existing people and make sure that everything is being done. You work very hard for that income to do the things you want to do. We want to make sure you can make the most of it. So don't hesitate. The only thing really to lose, a chance to become more informed, become awakened, move closer to your fulfillment of financial abundance. If you ever miss a show, it's on YouTube. The podcast is available on YouTube. Just search under the Financial Wake Up Show with Daniel Choi. Until next week, I wish you health, wealth, and prosperity. You have been listening to the Financial Wake Up Show with Daniel Choi on KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
Guardian, its subsidiaries, agents, and employees do not provide tax, legal, or accounting advice. Consult your tax, legal, or accounting professional regarding your individual situation. All investments contain risk and may lose value. Daniel Choi, Chartered Retirement Planning Counselor and Certified Exit Planner, is a registered representative financial advisor of Park Avenue Securities, LLC. Securities products and advisory services offered through PAS, member FINRA, SIPC, financial representative of the Guardian Life Insurance Company of America, Guardian, New York, New York, PAS, is an indirect, wholly owned subsidiary of Guardian. Westpac Wealth Partners is not an affiliate or subsidiary of PAS or Guardian. California Insurance License Number OD40390. This radio broadcast is for informational purposes only. Guest speakers and their firms are not affiliated with or endorsed by PAS, Guardian, or Westpac. Opinions stated are their own and not necessarily those of PAS, Guardian, or Westpac. 2016-30361 expires 10/18.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
It's official. This is Maria Marino. Cleveland Cavaliers announced acquiring guard Kyle Korver from